If somebody, anybody from Davidoff is watching my fragrance review, take notes right now. Thank you so much for the blend line. It has been a long, and I mean long time since I've enjoyed a Davidoff scent from you. So this blend line, keep it going. Don't get me, I'm going to come over there and kiss you because this stuff is great. Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome to another Robes 08 fragrance review. Today I'm going to be reviewing from the house of Davidoff and this particular fragrance right here, Mr. Leather Blend, the start of the blend line. Whew, and it was a doozy. Can't wait. Let's go. Leather Blend hit the shelves in 2014. Bottle size is what you see here is what you will receive, a 3.4 ounce bottle. Concentration is eau de parfum. Flankers, it's actually from the blend series that Davidoff has introduced. It was actually the inaugural fragrance for that series, which now includes Agar Blend and Amber Blend. Pricing varies quite a bit. It goes from, at discounters, from $50 American right up to $120. You can call me a sucker because I bought this when it first got released for $110 American. So I paid top dollar for this one. It never really had a full worldwide release, and there's talks in the past year or so that it has been discontinued. It has not been confirmed. Just because of the limited release, people chatter about discontinuation. The nose behind Leather Blend is none other than Christophe Renaud. Renaud's name kind of blew up after he was attached to this fragrance. He was one of the noses that worked on 1 million, top seller across the world, right after this was launched and selling like hotcakes. His name was pretty much very popular in the fragrance world. So it's been a very busy man since the launch of 1 million, doing some fairly interesting scents. So this is a name that I keep my eye on, or my nose on, because Christophe Renaud has a bright future ahead of him. Now let's take a look at the note breakdown, and as you can see in front of you, the introduction is very spicy. We have black pepper and saffron in the mid. We got that beautiful rose. Amber is going to be a major player in this fragrance. In the base, of course, what the name is all about, the leather and the papyrus. So now let's take a look at the major notes to this nose right here. And as you can see, the major notes in this fragrance, the big players would have to be the amber, leather, and it is helped out by the saffron group. This is a leather-based fragrance. Now, how many sprays and where? What is my application with Leather Blend? This one is going to go 5 sprays. 1 on the chest, 2 on the neck, each side. I'm wearing a t-shirt, so it's very easy. Inner elbows. 1, 2, je suis fini. That is my application for Leather Blend. 5 is actually perfect for the application. Now let's sniff this sucker. So I'm going to do a spray here on my hand, and man, I fell in love with this one. I remember at the duty free where I was, oh my God, it was in the women's section. I'm like, what is this? And what is this is right upon first sniff of Leather Blend. It keeps surprising me with its gorgeous aura. I love the blend here that gives the user a comforting yet warming tone. I love how Davidoff utilized the word blend in the name of the fragrance, because this is one of the best features of this particular scent is the actual blend. Everything works together so well to give you this dry, dusty, leathery, ambery feeling to the fragrance. So what do I get at the start? Leather Blend starts off with all the notes in the breakdown, giving its 2 cents. I mean, it really does. There's some secondary, there's some primary, but really everything pushes and hits you. It gives it a complexity, it gives it some depth. You're going to receive the 2 major factors of amber and leather, supported by the woods and some spices. The leather is smooth, very smooth. Actually, the scent as a whole could be described as smooth. There's not really a rough and tumble leather here. It doesn't have that animalic feel or that smoky appeal. It's very suede-like. The leather is paired with the saffron and a small pinch of pepper in this introduction, which are welcome to the overall scent. Now in Leather Blend, there's an air of dustiness that hits you upon first sniff. It gives the leather a worn leather appeal, and this dustiness is given by the norlimonol, which gives the scent its dusty, dry, woody base. This norlimonol is better known as a synthetic faux oud compound. I found the use of it was sheer genius in the scent. It really works well with the overall theme, with the amber, and with the leather. This woody base will continue to push from start to end. Now talking about the amber here, not only is it a primary note in leather blend, you could have fooled me because it could very well be the most prominent note in this scent. The amber has a vanillic tone giving the scent its minor sweetness, very minor, but it's there. It's more of a dark ambery base. It really shows itself throughout the fragrance. I hear that the rose utilized in leather blend was a compound called rose narguilé. It was actually my first time hearing about this. It was described as a rose petal tobacco type of smell. And to be quite honest, I didn't smell much rose in a leather blend. There's a smoothness to the fragrance, and I could sense some sort of floral, but really the rose wasn't of high quality. You don't smell rose petals or anything that is rose based. But at times, in leather-based fragrances such as this one, if you use a synthetic leather, which this one does, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it doesn't have that authentic leathery feel. You can feel nuances of tobacco too, and some people have told me that this smells like tobacco because it has some tobacco-like qualities, a little bit of smokiness, might have a little bit of ashiness to the fragrance, but overall, really great use of amber and leather in this fragrance. Leather blend really didn't move much. Talking about going into more of the dry down, you get much more of the amber leather woods. That is your backbone, and you're going to get more of that. You kind of start losing your spices. It does remain quite linear throughout. Even with the lack of development in this particular fragrance, it shows depth and warmth. Now, looking at recommended age, I would have to say 20 and up. It has a mature vibe to it. Of course, if it smells interesting or sounds interesting to you as a teenager, you can definitely wear this. But I feel like because of lack of availability, the cost, especially if you live in North America, it's going to be hard to find. This is something that you don't really need in your collection at that age. Best time to wear this fragrance, leather blend is... Versatility is very high on this fragrance. I wore it was almost like a Swiss Army knife. It's dark, but not too dark. So you can wear it on a date. Yeah, perfect for that. Night out, yeah. Daily wear on cooler days, yeah. So when fall hits, this can be almost your signature scent during that season. It really is that great, especially in the spring too. When it rains, it snows. Leather blend works very, very well. Night out, even casually during the day with jeans and a t-shirt like this, no problem there. Seasons, mostly a fall-based fragrance. I love it in the fall. I love it in spring nights too, so spring is coming up. Perfect for that. Great for winter. Obviously, you've seen in some of my top 20s for winter and summer night. So really, this fragrance is almost a year-round wear for me. It's not big, bold, and punching, that it's only just a winter-based fragrance. It has some depth to it, some complexity to make it a winter scent, fall scent, but it also has not that much push that you can wear it almost year-round. That goes to development, linear, average, or complex. This is fairly linear. I can't say the complexity is there, but it really just doesn't develop. Work appropriate? Yes, I wore this at work. The only two things, I had some of my worst comments at work in regards to this fragrance. One, you smell really spicy. I'm like, okay. Which it does have some spice. And the second one was you smell like pine. So those were two of the huge negative ones in the office. Again, work appropriate? Yes, you just got to be careful. Signature scent worthy? I can see it. If you're in a cooler climate like I am, this can be worn quite a bit. I've put quite a bit of dent in here. I would say 15% of the bottle's gone now. So I could see somebody wearing this on the daily. Obviously, once it starts getting hot and humid, no, but it does have that availability that it can be fairly versatile and close to a signature scent worthy fragrance. So let's get into my rating system. Let's go. Projection 7 bottles out of 10. It goes from high to moderate. Upon first spray, this is very high in regards to the first hour of wear. After an hour or two, it goes to a moderate. A lot of people, this is a forewarning, say this turns into a skin scent immediately. I think in the first 2 hours it goes to a moderate. So it's still fairly high on me, but a lot of people say that it's less. Longevity, 8 bottles out of 10. It gives me 7 to 10 hours. Longevity is very, very solid with this one. It hits my V 7 to 9 hours fairly easily. It has hit over 10 hours a handful of times, but not enough to say 10 plus. Compliment factor, 8 bottles out of 10, very high for a complex scent with this kind of depth and this kind of darkness to it. I didn't think the compliment factor was going to be there. Wife likes it. Wife doesn't like darker scents on me, but it has that smoothness to the fragrance that I can see a lot of people attaching themselves to this scent. So the compliment factor is there at an 8. Uniqueness, 7 bottles out of 10. The uniqueness of this fragrance is not... there's a lot of fragrances that are going into this type of genre in the past 4 to 5 years. The past 4 or 5 years, this is the kind of scent that we're gravitating towards. So, you know, these oud-based fragrances, these leather-based fragrances, suede-like fragrances, they're starting to be almost a dime a dozen. I really appreciate what this has done. So uniqueness is there, but not quite as unique as you would assume. In the designer game, there's not much doing this kind of scent. Pricing versus what you get, depending on the price that you get. If you can get it, I know that Notino, I think, carries this. There's a lot of these discounters now that do have this for like $50 US, right up to $70, I think. Don't quote me on that. But that is a great price. So I'm going to give it a 9 bottles out of 10. I paid 110 retail American out of duty free. I thought it was just an exclusive and I had to get it. And I actually don't regret it at 110. You know, going to Sears, you're going to buy any type of designer fragrance for $100 if you're going to pay retail. Don't ever pay retail. But yeah, 110 bucks. I'm still happy with my purchase. Usually that's going to be one of those that I'm going to slap myself and go, what did you think when you purchased this? Versatility, 8 bottles out of 10. Really interesting. I didn't think that this was going to be as versatile as I thought it was going to be, but it really turns out to be more of a versatile, darker scent. When I want a little bit of edge to the fragrance, but not too much to be like that guy, this is actually perfect. It pleases me and it pleases others. That goes to the overall smell. I can't deny it. Leather Blend has been a love since first sniff. 9 bottles out of 10. There is some things that I would have tweaked a little bit, but other than that, very well done by Davidoff. And I got to give it to them because it's been years and years and years and years since they've released something that's up my alley. So kudos to them for this one. 9 out of 10. That goes to an overall score. This was this close of being a perfect 10 candidate. This is a very, very highly rated 9 bottles out of 10. So freaking close. I'm very, very much in love with this fragrance. Cody, you did well. Parent company of Davidoff, by the way. Yeah, this is, I don't know who's behind this blend line, but keep doing what you're doing. And that goes to buy, try, or pass. This is 100% from me, highly regarded. Buy, especially for under 100 bucks. That is my threshold. If you take my reviews very, very seriously and you have the same type of taste as me, under 100, you're good to go. Overall, my impression of Leather Blend has been positive since day one. It is one of the best releases from the house in decades. Yes, I said it. The use of suede-like leather, woods, amber, right up my alley as a great warming, comforting scent during cooler days. It's nice to see Davidoff a part of all these designer brands getting into this territory. Brands like Dolce & Gabbana with this guy right here, Versace with this guy right here, and Gucci with this guy right here. These are all fragrances that I absolutely love in the past few years, and Davidoff is part of this movement, and I absolutely love it. The kind of scents, even though you're going to release it in a certain market, I'm going to go and grab them because they are absolutely outstanding. So Davidoff, thank you for Leather Blend. It was a great fragrance. And please, as a subscriber, if you've watched this video till the end, thank you for watching. Please comment below and let us know about your thoughts on Leather Blend. I would love to hear your take on this fragrance. You love it. And yes, as I promised, yes, I'm doing the blend line now, back to back to back. So Agar Blend is next on my channel. So keep it tuned in. And yes, stick around if you want to see the presentation in full HD. Let's go. Now looking at the presentation, dark brown box, almost has like a leather look, as you can see. It's got the gold foil that says the name of the brand, the name of the fragrance, Eau de Parfum. You have the Davidoff logo right up here. You have some information in the back, and then some more at the bottom. Now let's take a look at the bottle in depth. Looking at the bottle, very simplistic, a beautiful look. I love the plating here. It says the name of the brand, Davidoff Leather Blend Eau de Parfum. You got a simple cap with the Davidoff logo. You got some edging here on the side that you can pick up the bottle fairly easily. And then of course the backing here, and then you have a sticker at the bottom of the bottle. Now if I take the cap off, the cap itself, it's got that burgundy look. Very nice, has some weight to it. It is still plastic. And then it has the gold atomizer. The atomizer is actually fairly decent on this one.